Okay, here's my menu for the Pasta Fagioli soup. I'll include at the end of the video the actual recipe. But it's 46 points for the 2 pounds of ground beef, 0 points for the two 28-ounce cans of diced tomatoes, 10 points for the 1 can of 16-ounce kidney beans, 2 points for 30 ounces of beef stock. It's supposed to be cooking beef stock. 21 points for a 20-ounce spaghetti sauce, and 24 points for an 8-ounce pasta, so it's 103 points. When I'm all done, I'll let you know how many cups I got out of it, so we'll know how many points it is. But there's the beef and the spaghetti sauce is here, and the kidney beans. And like I said, I had to get 4 14-ounce cans because they didn't have any 28-ounce cans. My Barilla pasta, my cooking beef stock, my parsley and oregano or cumin, some Parmesan cheese to put on top, some shredded carrots, and my 4 celery stalks. So I'm going to start with browning the onion and the meat, and I'll show you that when I get to that point. I measured my crock pot and it holds 96 ounces to the top. So I did brown my meat with the onion. I did add a little bit of Lori's seasoned salt and garlic salt to the meat as I was cooking it. I like to put the meat in first. I just think it goes better. Drop a little bit in the sink. Then I'm going to put my beef stock in. I'm going to put the whole thing in. I know it said 30 ounces, but this is 32, but I have no use to just save 2 ounces, so I'm just going to put it in there. Might make it a little too soupy, but it's not any more extra points, so we'll see how it goes. And then I'll give that a little stir around. And then these are my 4 celery stalks that I, that I chopped up earlier. I need more than 2 hands. And then here are my carrots. I just figured out what I think is, I figured out it was 2 cups of carrots. It might be too much, but I like carrots when they're cooked, so we'll add that in. Now I'm hoping that this crock pot's going to be big enough now that I'm looking at it. Add the kidney beans. You drain the kidney beans. And I noticed that I was supposed to have white beans too. So I might be going back to Kroger's to get some white beans. I don't think this pot's going to be big enough now that I'm looking at it. I don't think so. Here's the spaghetti sauce, and I was right. So I'm going to have to get a bigger pot. So let me transfer this and then I'll be right back. Okay, while you weren't looking, I added the rest of the tomato sauces. What I do with my seasonings, there's 3 teaspoons of oregano. I told you cumin. It's supposed to be oregano. I looked at it wrong. So it's 3 teaspoons of oregano, 5 teaspoons of parsley, and 2 teaspoons of pepper. I just mix them together and then put them in there. Now, if you're going to do it in the crock pot, it says to cook it for 6 to 8 hours on low. But if you're going to do it on high, it's 4 to 5 hours. I'm going to cook it on the stove on low for a couple hours. Probably, I'm going to try it for 3 or 4 hours. I'm just going to have it on simmer. And I'm going to go to the store and get the white beans and add that. But it does look pretty good, and it's more than what I thought, so I'll have to let you know when I divide it up how much it exactly is. So I will let you know when it's all done. Okay, I went to the store and I got the white kidney beans, and they were 6 points for the can. So that brought it up to 109. I divided it all up to put into the freezer, and they're all 1 cup servings. This is more because Jim really did like it, so I'm going to leave this in the fridge so that Jim can eat from that. So altogether I had 22 cups, and I divided the 22 into the 109. It came out to 5 points for a 1 cup serving. So I guess that's not so bad. So I'll put those in the freezer, and that's my recipe for that pasta fagioli, and I'll include it at the very end. Okay, here's my recipe for the pasta fagioli. I forgot to put the celery usually goes down by the carrots, but I forgot to add it, so I put it up here. But I used for the white chili. I used Bush's white chili beans. I couldn't find. You're supposed to use white kidney beans, but I couldn't find any white ones. But I saw the white chili beans, and so I tried those, and they worked out. And you're supposed to only use 30 ounces of the cooking beef stock, but I used 32 because I figured I'd use the whole container. And I cooked it on the stove because it didn't fit in my crock pot. I turned it on at 1 o'clock, and we ate it at 5. I added the pasta probably about 45 minutes before we were going to eat it since I cooked it on the stove. But as you can see, if you cook it on the crock pot, you would add the pasta 30 minutes if you were cooking it on low, 30 minutes before, or an hour if you're doing it on high, to make sure that the pasta is done. But I was really surprised. I think I did it right. Check out my figures and let me know. But I think it is a 5 point per cup meal. And like I said, I didn't tell Jim it was a 5 point Weight Watchers meal. And we had it for dinner, and he loved it. He said it was better than the Olive Garden, which I take as a high compliment because Jim is a pretty picky eater, and he doesn't eat any fruits or vegetables of any kind. So that he would eat this with celery and carrots in it was kind of surprising, but he loved it, and I put some aside for him to eat tomorrow for his lunch while he watches the football games. So I hope you like my recipe. If there's any recipes you want me to try, let me know. If it's something that I like, I'll probably try it for you. Talk to you guys later.